guys, it's Laura from Lightning Cosplay. As you may have seen on Facebook, I finally finished my Iris von Everbeck cosplay, and today I'm gonna show you how I made it. I always enjoy to show you how I make my costumes, and I really hope that helps you a little bit for your own projects. So this video is about how I made the patterns, how I sewed everything together, included a lot of hand sewing and getting crazy of all these little details. So well, let's start! Making the pattern for this cosplay was the most complicated part. Over the years I've made a lot of patterns which I often reuse. I also like to use these patterns as base for my costumes. For Iris' dress I used the pattern which I made for my Gala Nocturna dress last year. Of course I had to adjust most of the patterns, like the ones for the sleeves. Iris has puffy sleeves, so I cut the regular sleeve pattern into 6 pieces, spaced them out and drew the new lines. I always first make all patterns out of paper, tape them together, pin them on my dress form and draw the new lines. And then I have a super pretty paper dress. Now I just cut apart all parts and got some super nice patterns. Next step is to make a mock-up out of cheap fabric. Cut out all parts with a seam allowance and sew them together. Now you can try it on and see if it fits and if you have to adjust some parts. To get the final patterns, I now cut apart the mock-up and tada! Custom-made patterns! This is a beautiful jacquard I used for the dress. Actually, the flowers were white, so I dyed them grey. For that, just check out my fabric dyeing video. Then it was time to cut out all parts for the dress. I had this beautiful black jacquard in stock for years and I was super happy that I finally could use it for the collar. Again, cut out all pieces with seam allowance. And then I sewed everything together. When I cut out the pieces, I tried to make the flowers fit together, especially for the upper part of the dress. Yeah, here I just sewed all parts together. This is the collar. And it has some pretty ruffles which are easy to make. Just pin everything down and sew it on. Of course, the dress needed a lining. For that I used very light taffeta. I wish I could show you this step more detailed, but I forgot to film it. I'm sorry. The ruffles for the sleeves are made the same way like the ones I made for the collar. After I had sewn on the ruffles, I cleaned the seams with my overlock. Nobody will ever see this, but I like to know that all my seams are clean and perfect. The sleeves were the most complicated part of the dress. They had to be puffy, they have ruffles, and I also needed to add this elastic band to give the sleeve the right shape. As border, I used this simple black one, which had to be decorated with a lot of rings. These are the rings I used. I sewed them on one by one with an orange cotton thread. Yeah, this took me a while. For the whole costume I sewed on 580 rings, one by one. I weathered the edges a little bit with white acrylic paint and sewed it on by hand. When I was done with sewing on the border, it was finally time to sew the sleeves together and add the lining, which I also sewed in by hand. Gosh, after a while my fingers start to hurt. I'm not used to so much hand sewing. I really love the sleeves, even when they drove me crazy. As I said before, I fully lined the dress because it is much easier to dress and undress with a slippery fabric on the inside. I also added a zipper on one side of the dress, which makes it super easy to pull on the dress over your head. Don't know if I explained it right, but you know what I mean. Now the jewelry. Iris had a lot of these little stones. Ralph 3D modeled and printed it for me. I made a mold, casted them, cleaned them up and painted them. For the dress and the hood I needed 54 stones. Again, time for hand sewing. The pearls I used are silver grey wax pearls in 8mm. I added silver snap buttons on the collar. Then I could finally add the border with all the pearls, rings and stones to the dress. Iris has this beautiful big brooch, which Ralph also 3D modeled and printed for me. And I sanded and painted it. Now just the hood was missing. For that I made a simple hood pattern, traced it on some black chiffon and cut it out. Then I first sewed it together with my sewing machine and then I also cleaned the seams with my overlock. The hood is also decorated with a lot of rings, stones and pearls. All this hand sewing was the reason why this cosplay took me about 2 weeks. Normally I'm much faster when it comes to fabric costumes. Iris also have a beautiful headband. For the flowers on her headband, I used these flower pearl caps and added a pearl. I also used these big dark silver pearls and sewed everything on the border. I also added this artificial rose, which looks so realistic, I love it. To make sure the hood stays in place, I added these super tiny snap buttons on the dress. Yeah, and this is a finished hood. Gosh, this dress has so many beautiful details. I love it so much. The last thing that was missing was the belt, and then the dress was done. I had this cosplay on my wish list for such a long time now, and it was so satisfying that I finally had the time to make it. I love the story of Iris and Olgierd, and I definitely want to make an Olgierd cosplay for Ralph. Next time I think I will have the behind the scenes video of the photo shoot for you. Oh, and I still have to show you how I paint the latex prosthetic and how to apply it. So a lot of cool videos are coming soon. I really hope this video was helpful for you, and if you want to learn more about costume making, just check out my books in my shop. And if you want to support us, you can just click on the subscribe button or just check out our Patreon. So see you next time guys, bye bye!